Hey guys, in this video we're going to discuss how to sell your home as a FSBO or for sale by owner. And if you are choosing to sell your home yourself, you first need to understand what your goals are and why exactly you chose to sell the home yourself instead of using a real estate agent. Maybe you just inherited the home, you're trying to sell it quickly and easily. Maybe you are trying to pocket that additional money that you would normally pay to a real estate agent as a commission for selling your home. Maybe you just had a bad experience with a real estate agent in the past. That's not at all uncommon. There are a lot of bad real estate agents out there. So you have to figure out kind of why you're choosing to sell for sale by owner and what your goals are in the process. First, let's look at a couple of the quick myths associated with selling as a for sale by owner. The first myth is that your net profit increases. This means the 4%, 5%, 6% that would normally go to a real estate agent is going right into your pocket, and your net profit is actually more so than it would be if you sold with a realtor. In actuality, the median sales price of a home sold by the owner instead of a real estate agent is 25% lower. Think about that number for a second. Think about what your home is worth, and now think about 25% less than what you're valuing your home at. 25%. It's important to understand that people look at for sale by owners the same way they look at yard sales. If you come across a nice watch at a yard sale, are you going to pay the same amount that you would pay at a retailer for that watch? This is how buyers look at FSBOs. They are looking at them like yard sales. When people come across these properties online, they're standing out to one type of person, and that's a real estate investor. People that are going to be paying 60 cents on the dollar for these homes. They're looking for the crummy real estate photos. They're looking for someone selling it themselves. They don't want to deal with realtors. They know they can talk down the owner of a property on the price and get it for a deal. So if you think you're going to net more for that house, just because you're not paying that real estate agent, think again. The second myth is that anyone can sell a home in this market. There's almost no inventory. People are going to be fighting over my house. This one is only partially a myth. A lot of people can sell a house in a market that doesn't have a lot of homes for sale. However, can they market the home to wide enough of an audience or to the right audience to get you the most possible money for that home? And look, you hire a realtor for the same reason you hire any other contractor, to potentially save yourself time, headaches, and learning an entire industry so you don't have to spend all of this time dealing with a home sale yourself. Yes, you might be potentially saving a small percentage if you do absolutely everything right. But is it worth those headaches to maybe make up that difference if you're more likely to actually lose money if you sell the home yourself? The third myth is that you will sell the home faster if you sell it yourself versus using an agent. And in actuality, homes that are sold by the owner sit on the market for 8 weeks versus just 3 when sold with a real estate agent. That's because these people are professional marketers. They know how to market a home and who to market it to. So if you think you're going to sell faster by selling it yourself, look at the data and ask yourself why you think you're going to be the exception and not the rule. The fourth myth is that real estate agents are all blood-sucking leeches. And this one is partially true, not 100% a myth. There are a ton of dishonest, incompetent, disingenuous realtors out there who are transacting every single day. But there are also a ton of really genuine, great real estate agents who are going to patiently listen to what you are looking to do. If you're looking to sell it fast, if you're looking to sell it for more money, and they're going to do everything in their power to deliver for you so you can get to your goals. These people are professional marketers. They're going to market the hell out of this property and get it presented in a way that's going to maximize your profit. The fifth and final myth I'll talk about when you're selling your home yourself is that you're not going to have to pay any real estate agent fee at all. And this is kind of up to you, but you want to be aware that there are buyers out there that have been working with buyers agents for the past year, sometimes longer than that. And these buyers agents typically get paid out of the listing agent's commission. So the people that list the properties, they're typically charging a certain percentage. That percentage gets split in half with the realtor on the buyer side of the transaction. So don't be surprised if you're fielding phone calls from real estate agents asking if you're going to be providing a buyer's fee to compensate them for the time that they've spent with their clients, which typically does come out of that listing side. Now let's get into how to sell your home yourself. The first thing you should worry about is doing your research. You're going to get a lot of questions about the home. The more answers that you have and the more accurate answers you have, the more likely you are to get confident offers. Confidence is important in this because transactions fall apart all the time, and it's usually from a lack of information. Maybe people discover something that comes up later at the home inspection, or the appraiser falls into some information that they didn't have before where they can't actually create a loan on this property. So you want to have as much information as possible about your home, and especially the frequently asked questions: how old things are, the roof, the heating system, what renovations have been done, and if they've been done with a permit. So you want to just make sure you have all the answers, because that's going to create a situation where you're getting confident offers that are less likely to fall apart later. You don't want to have to spin your wheels going through the transaction process for a month or more only to have the inspection or the walkthrough happen, and suddenly information comes to light that you could have provided at the beginning of the transaction, which is going to turn these buyers off, and you're going to have to start the whole process over again. Next, how do you price your home? Take a look at what similar properties in the neighborhood have sold for and why they have sold for those prices. And you have to understand that if you're expecting a buyer to pay additional money for certain upgrades you've made, let's say you've spent $15,000 on a new bathroom, you expect that buyer to pay $15,000 more because the next door neighbor's house sold and they didn't update the bathroom. So you're expecting to get that much more money for your home. At the same time, you want to be honest with yourself about what upgrades you haven't done and understand that those buyers might want those upgrades done. So if you haven't upgraded the kitchen in 30 or 40 years, understand that these buyers might have to drop $50,000 on a new kitchen. And if the next door neighbor's property sold and did have a new kitchen, you want to take that in consideration when working out the value of your home and how people are going to see it on the market. The next step is to declutter your home, and people could do this better even when they're listing their home on the market. Generally, people just do not want to see your stuff lying around. So do whatever you can to throw things away, put it in storage, get rid of things that are just little decorative items like your collections of dolls, bells, statuettes, things that have been just piling up over the year that you've been walking right by without noticing. People don't want to see this stuff. They want to visualize their own things in the house. They want to visualize their own design style, their own artwork. You're probably not an interior designer, so stop pretending people want to see your stuff. Just get it out of sight. People want to see what the walls look like, the condition of the floors. So if you're hiding that stuff, people are going to be less likely to make a confident offer. Get rid of everything so people can walk in there, see what the house looks like, see what they're walking into, and be ready to submit an offer. Next, you want to take care of any repairs or renovations that need to get done around the house. And chances are, if you're not considering hiring a real estate agent, you're probably also not considering hiring interior designers, architects, and contractors to come in and do a great job renovating the home. So take care of any safety concerns like loose stairs or railings that need to be secured. You don't want people taking spills. You don't want to have to, every time someone comes in to tour the property, say, watch out for my staircase, it's an absolute death trap. So take care of any of those repairs that just need to get done so you can show the property safely. Next step, deep clean. Vacuum, mop, scrub every surface you possibly can. Make sure the place isn't disgusting. People are going to want to look in your cabinets, your refrigerator, your bathroom, shower, open drawers. You want to make sure that you're not just hiding stuff in these places and you're cleaning them out so that they aren't looking at a disgusting cleanup process when they move into the home. Sure, you don't want to necessarily spend 3 months doing this stuff. Maybe consider hiring someone that's a professional cleaning service or even a commercial level cleaning service if the home needs it. But make sure the property is relatively showable and people aren't going to be walking in there and doing a 180 and walking right out because the place is absolutely disgusting. So consider that. Do as much cleaning yourself as you can, and if necessary, hire a contractor to come in and do it. The next step, and this one's very important, hire a professional photographer. Do not skimp out here. It might be $200 or $300, but look at what you're competing against. You need this yard sale to compete with legitimate retail homes that are on the market. So when people pass these listings, again, the investors are going to be looking for listings that have clearly been photographed by the homeowners themselves, and they're going to know this is a good one to pay 60 cents on the dollar for. But if you're actually trying to get motivated buyers in there, the place needs to be professionally photographed. And this doesn't cost a ton of money, so it's something that's definitely worth the investment. And it's going to even make properties that are a little bit worn out, a little bit, they maybe need some upgrades. A professional photographer can get in there and balance the lighting in a way that makes these things pop online. So unless you're doing things really wrong, the first showing of this property is going to be online like every other property out there. So make sure that The first few pictures especially are going to really pop, and to do that you need to get a professional photographer in there who knows how to compose a good shot and balance the lighting and editing and get it to be able to be showcased with all the other properties that are out there. Next, you want to tell everyone you know that you are selling your house. You have to understand that this listing is not going to be marketed like a professional real estate listing, so your reach is going to be drastically limited compared to what's on the market out there. So you want to just tell everyone you know, spread the word like wildfire. You need to shout this from the rooftops as loud as you can for it to compete and for you to actually have a chance at getting a buyer in the door that can meet the terms that you want them to meet. Next, find an agent who's going to be willing to list this property on the MLS for a flat fee. The MLS is where all properties on the market are listed through. They pull into all the brokerage websites, including the Zillows and Redfins out there. So any buyer that's already looking with a real estate agent through Compass, through Coldwell Banker, through Keller Williams, they're using those realtors' websites. And if you're not on the MLS, you're not going to populate on those brokerage websites. So make sure you're able to find a realtor that can post this property on the MLS for you. Usually it's a flat fee, and from there you're going to have drastically more reach than you would if you're not posting it on the MLS. The next important factor is your availability. You need to be able to answer your phone, let people in to tour the property, and answer every imaginable question that they're going to have. The more available you are to take last-minute tour requests, the more likely you are to reduce the time this takes to sell. You might have to get 50, 100 people through the door here in order to get an offer in your hand with the terms that you're looking for. Consider putting the property on a lockbox so a buyer's agent can get in there if you're not available to show their client the property if they need to. And make sure the place is clean and always well lit before any showing. Next, you're going to want to hire a real estate attorney to go over any offers and purchase agreements with you. The buyer is going to have a real estate attorney representing them and their interests, so you want to make sure you're protected as well. I highly recommend using a real estate attorney because in my experience, when we've used attorneys that don't focus primarily on real estate, we go to the very bottom of their to-do list. So make sure you're engaging a real estate attorney that deals with these transactions every single day and can give you proper guidance from the start. When you're starting to receive offers, make sure you're getting proof of funds or a pre-approval letter from a mortgage lender so you're sure that these buyers can actually afford the property. You're also going to want to request an earnest money deposit check of $1,000 to bind the offer that is made out to your attorney to hold in an escrow account. Then you're going to want to make sure the property is still accessible for home inspections, appraisals, and final walkthroughs so that the buyers can make sure everything is as it was when they made the offer to begin with. A typical purchase and sale agreement in Massachusetts is going to allow the buyers to get into the property 2 to 3 times depending on how the attorneys work it out. Next, you want to be aware that the seller is responsible for making sure the house passes a smoke inspection. So the fire department needs to come out and make sure all of your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are up to code in order to transfer the property. Without that certificate, you can't transfer the property. Then you're going to have to make sure all of the final utility bills have been paid. So you're going to want to get the water company to come out there maybe a week or so prior to closing, give you that final reading and give you the final bill. And all of the receipts from all these utility companies should be brought to the closing so that the attorneys know what's been paid and what hasn't. If you're in a condo, you're going to want to get a 6D certificate, and that's from the Homeowners Association, and it basically states that you've paid all the fees that are due from you and there are no assessments or any bills that the new buyer is going to walk into when they get into the property. Finally, make sure you have some extra time to deal with any issues that arise during the transaction process. Issues happen with every transaction. It's not super simple every time, and things come up from title issues to inspection issues, getting contractors in there to get additional estimates for work that needs to be done on the property. There are countless things, countless moving parts that are involved in just from accepting an offer to getting to the closing table. So you want to make sure you're available to handle any issues that arise. If you think that working with a realtor might actually be the right play for you after all, feel free to send us a text. Let us know what you need. We're happy to listen, hear you out, and would love to just connect and see if we can help you. We're helping people all the time. We field phone calls all the time from people that were considering selling themselves and realize that we can actually get the job done for them and still sell the home quickly, still sell the home for more money, show them our marketing plan and how we promote the hell out of their property, and just get the right buyer in the door and meet the terms that they need. If you're not in the greater Boston area, we deal with a network of agents who works in a similar way to we do. Check out our other videos about how we handle home sales, but basically we'll just be honest with you about whether or not we're going to be a good fit for what you're looking to do. If you're looking to sell quickly, if you're looking to sell for more money, great. We can usually handle those things. So just give us a call, let us know what you need, and we'll see if we can help. Hopefully that gave you a better understanding of how to sell your home yourself if you do decide to sell as a for sale by owner or FSBO. And feel free to subscribe to our channel. I'm fairly new to the YouTube bracket, but hopefully going to be generating a lot more content this year and the years to come to help you guys with your real estate needs. So feel free to throw us a subscribe, follow us on our other channels, and hopefully we can help you guys with all your real estate needs. Thanks for watching.